Hey everybody, welcome back to Law and Chill. My name's Pete, I'm a law school graduate, I'm waiting to take the bar exam, and today we're going to talk about deepfakes. There's been a recent controversy where Twitch streamers' image was used against their will to create deepfake adult content. Serious issue. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the legal perspective and what Twitch streamers can use to combat this type of use. Let's jump right in. The field of artificial intelligence has been around for ages, with scientists trying to do their best they can to get machines to perform as close as possible to humans. In recent years, however, AI has become even more advanced, and that is where deepfakes come into play. A deepfake is a type of AI content that uses machine learning to impose a person's face or body into another person's face or body. Technology has been around for years and it's getting better and better every day. AI has gotten so good that it's become hard to distinguish between AI generation and reality. In fact, not only is this channel's profile an AI generated picture of myself, this portion of the video script was actually written by AI. Kind of freaky, right? Recently, there's been a controversy regarding Twitch streamer Aatrox. In one of his streams, he accidentally showed one of his tabs which contained a website that had deepfake content of an adult nature of other Twitch streamers. Following this, Aatrox issued an apology in which he also admitted that this website was paywalled, which means that he had to pay a subscription price in order to access these images. Remember that detail, it's going to be important. This led to many Twitch streamers, particularly female streamers, to talk about the emotional toll that pages like this one have on them. Now, my intention today is not to discuss whether or not Aatrox was wrong or any of the moral issues that might be involved with these type of websites. I truly believe that when it comes to the impact of these sites on people, nobody can describe it better than the victims themselves. On your screen, I'm displaying multiple tweets from prominent female streamers regarding this topic. I highly encourage you to pause and read through these. After debating for a while, I also decided to include this clip from Cutie Cinderella where she talked about the situation.
And the person that made that website, I'm going to sue you. I promise you. With every part of my soul, I'm going to sue you.
The reason I include this clip is because it poses the question that I look to answer today. Can streamers take legal actions against these websites? Deepfake adult content is relatively a new genre. Therefore, there's not many laws that discuss this type of content. In California, we have the Assembly Bill 602, which aims to protect individuals from the unauthorized creation and distribution of sexually explicit material, including deepfake content. This law gives individuals depicted in such material the right to take legal action against the creator and distributor of their material if it was made or shared without their consent. However, this is only one state, and although a couple more like Texas and Virginia have also enacted deepfake laws, there's really not that many laws that talk about this topic in the US. Therefore, this is pretty much a very vague legal territory. So without any laws regarding deepfakes, what alternatives do creators have to address these issues? Well, the answer to that question may lie in a legal field that creators are a little bit familiar with. That's right, we're going to talk about intellectual property. A topic that usually scares streamers a little bit since copyright laws are included in this. However, in this case, I think it might just work to your benefit for once. It's worth mentioning that copyright law has been used in the past to protect people against adult content. Some of you may remember the docuseries The Most Hated Man on the Internet. If you haven't seen this yet, I highly recommend you check it out before Netflix takes away access to your mom's account. This series is about revenge, porn. Know what I'm talking about. Now, although the protagonist was convicted for hacking and image appropriation, there were many cases in which copyright law was used against him by the victims of this website. In the case of revenge porn, often the copyright of the image lies with the person who took it. Maybe some exceptions has to work for hire, but that's not really relevant here. The main issue is that when we're talking about deepfakes, we're usually talking about fabrication and not a one-for-one image replication of copyrighted work. And yes, if you take a nude picture of yourself, that is considered copyright work. Congratulations, you learned something. Now smash that like button. So how do we apply intellectual property law to deepfakes? The answer lies in a legal principle known as the right to publicity. Right to publicity is the legal concept that gives individuals the right to control the commercial use of your name, image, and likeness, or other identifying characteristics. Essentially, this means that any person has the right to say no to another person using their image for commercial purposes. The seminal case for this right is Sakini versus Scripps Howard Broadcasting. In this case, a television station used a cannonballer's entire act and broadcasted it live without his consent. Sakini argued that the value of his act depended on the public's interest to go watch it live, and therefore it was damaging to it. The court held that the broadcast of this performer's entire act without his consent amounts to a commercial appropriation of his act, which constitutes a violation of the performer's right to control the commercial use of his act. This case was the foundation to the right of publicity. By the way, if you're not a law student and you're confused on why I'm citing the case of a cannonballer when I'm supposed to be talking about deepfake adult content, it's because that's what lawyers do when there's no specific laws to work with. Lawyers will look for past court decisions and create an argument of how those decisions should be applied to the current facts. Here, to make it even clearer, I will state more cases about the right to publicity that are a little bit closer to the topic at hand. In Midler versus Ford, Ford used a sound-alike to artist Bette Midler on a commercial for the 1986 Mercury Sable. You can look up the commercial on your own. I'm not going to play it for copyright purposes. And yes, I do see the irony of me trying to evade a copyright claim here. Anyways, the court actually determined that Midler's right to publicity was violated by Ford for using a sound-alike artist to her. This even though it wasn't even her actual voice. Same thing happened to a court by the singer of Tom Waits and Frito-Lay in 1992. That's two cases in which even false representation of an artist was found in violation of their right to publicity. See where I'm going with this yet? Even further, let's discuss White versus Samsung Electronics. In this case, Samsung used a robot wearing a gown and a wig in one of their promotional content. The issue is that this image closely resembles that of Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune. In this case, again, the court held this is a use of an individual's image in a commercial for a product, which again constitutes as a violation of the individual's right to control the commercial use of their name and likeness. So, time for my main argument. When it comes to deepfake adult content of Twitch streamers' images, it could be argued that this violates their right to publicity. By using the image of the streamer, somebody is using their name, image, or likeness for personal gain in a commercial use. And this of course is done without their consent. This can lead to significant harm of a streamer's reputation, as well as to an invasion of privacy. Some may argue that deepfakes are protected by the First Amendment as a form of free speech. That claim may be valid as long as it's not used for financial gain. Due to this website being paywalled as admitted by the streamer in the controversy, I don't think this argument holds ground. So, do streamers have actions against these websites who use their image for deepfake adult content? Possibly. In the end, it's down to the court to determine whether or not the use of a person's image in deepfake adult content violates their right to publicity. I think the main takeaway from this video though should be that we're in dire need of legislation addressing this issue. It shouldn't fall on these streamers to be the ones that are creating a legal precedent. That said, I do hope that this case reaches court and helps to move the needle towards that. And one last thing that I'll say in case you're still somehow in favor of using somebody's image against their will. Whether or not it turns out that this is illegal shouldn't really matter. Like I've said before, just because you have the right to be an asshole doesn't mean you should be one. Until next time, this was Speak from Low and Chill. I rest my case.
Oh, will you fucking fight back?